welcome back to another episode of the Built Different podcast with Levi Warner. Today, I'm joined with Ray and Kera, my friends that own Ember Bloom Media. On this podcast, we talk about business owners, them operating their business, their family life, everything that goes into it, because it's not just the day-to-day stuff that goes with running a business. We're all juggling a bunch of hats. So welcome, ladies. I appreciate you being here. Let's start out with each one of you with just a quick background and what you got going on.
Yeah, you go ahead, sir.
So I've been running operations for small businesses now for about 13 years. And before that, I was in higher education, did program development, and it kind of just naturally flowed into operations when I wanted to stay home with my son. So it's kind of been what I've been up to.
Fantastic. Are you from the Billings area?
No, I'm from Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay. What brought you to Montana?
I have worked with small businesses up here.
Oh, fantastic. Mm-hmm. All right, Kara, you're up next. You're a little nervous, so
I know. I'm doing okay, but I'm definitely nervous. Honestly, I have been mainly in customer service and sales for, I'd say, about 7 years. And sales kind of just related into marketing. And as I kind of progressed, we decided to go ahead and start our own, because we noticed that within marketing, you were always needing to hire someone for here, and someone for here. So we decided the best thing was just to start something that kind of embodied everything. So
sounds great. And you were a college athlete.
I was a college athlete, yes.
What sport?
Basketball.
Well, fantastic. And where are you from?
Laramie, Wyoming.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. I've been there. Played some rugby there.
Yes. We have to go back for graduation, but other than that, I will probably never go back to Laramie. I love UW, but it is not.
That's quite the trek.
It's, what is it, 8 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I have 2 little kids, so it's if I don't have to travel more than 3, I'm not doing it.
What in your athletic background do you think kind of helps you run your business today?
I think the biggest one is that success is really built in the silence. So same thing within sports. Nobody sees that you get up at 5 a.m., go and work out, that you're putting up an additional 1,000 shots. But what they see is in the game, you're successful and you're not missing anything. It's the same thing with business. It's not like you just end up being successful and you're everyone looks in, it's a great business. You're up at 2 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
you were on 7 calls, this happened. You're putting in everything where nobody sees it and they just see the success, I guess.
Absolutely. And I think the Instagram world that we live in now really highlights that.
Yeah.
Everybody sees, the young kids in the Lambos and everything, and they make it look easy, and we know that it's not.
It's not even close.
No.
I think even though sometimes with us, we're oh, this is great. And then there's a little pivot down. It's okay, no, this is actually really hard.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's just a grind. It's the every day. There's always fires to put out. There's always a disgruntled client or something, especially me, because I'm your client.
Oh yeah, always. You're the worst.
Ray, tell me about working with small businesses. What's that taught you over the years about how crazy us entrepreneurs can be at times?
You guys like the shiny ideas. There's always a shiny idea.
Always.
That's something we have to focus on for us, is to make sure that we don't jump into that too often. But I feel like small business owners, they really care. They care about what they're doing, whether it's their craft or their mission, what impact they're making. And I love that versus the corporations.
Oh, for sure. And I have to rein myself back from the shiny things. Mm-hmm. And when you find out that when you stay in your lane and do what you do well, it really, really helps progress your business so much faster. So I'm really glad you said that, because there's always, and I call it the opportunity trap. Because once you start getting some success, more opportunities are going to come your way. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's get into this business. Let's do that. And you kind of see that'll help grow my revenue, but it doesn't. You're taking time away from what you do and what you do well. Mm-hmm. What about you, Kara? What about recruiting? What did that teach you?
Honestly, I think what it taught me the most is how to connect with all types of different people. So within our recruiting, when I was doing it, it was for athletic recruiting. We were all over the world. So I would actually be on calls for a complete Spanish family using Google Translate, and just being able to connect with anybody, no matter their background, and finding out what they really need. They don't always know what they they need. They think like, I want this, but truthfully they need like X, Y, and Z. So it's really cool to get to uncover where they are actually falling short and what they need to be successful. And I think by talking to, you know, thousands of different people, it was really cool to be able to figure out how to do that.
You don't realize how many people are moving from the other countries to go to school here. Like,
Yeah.
look at Purdue in the Final Four, the Elite Eight this year. They were all like Eastern Europe
It's
players.
insane.
It was crazy.
Yeah, and they like have no idea. They think they're coming here and it's great big school, and then they go there and they're like, my class size 100. Like, it's so, they have no idea. It's a completely different culture too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's talk about marketing really quick, because for me, this is a fun topic because I enjoy it. But when did that kind of click for you guys that that's where the lane that you wanted to head in?
I think for me, it was like when you work with small business owners, you see what they're doing, how hard they're working, but it's just not like they don't tell people and they give up. And so really
You don't have the time too.
Coming in and just helping them network or whatever that looks like so they can be successful.
Yeah, I think because we actually have known each other for quite some time, and we were doing little things within marketing and operations, and just realizing like when somebody doesn't have time, that's the first thing that goes. They're like, I don't have the time to do marketing. I have to be doing my actual business. And all of a sudden now they don't have anybody in their pipeline because they're not taking the time to market because they have to run their business. And you're seeing these amazing businesses fall short and having to close the doors because they don't have time to focus on the most important thing, which is getting people in, getting their prospects.
I agree with you 100%. And that's a very powerful, because I did that when I started my business, my building business. My realtor business has always been marketing, but with the building, I built my first spec house and then was worried about building it and making sure it was perfect. And then I sold it, and then I'm like, oh crap, I'm out of business.
I have nothing now.
Right. So then you kind of have to think you got to keep that pipeline going. And I love coming up with, like, when I'm feeling creative, I love coming up with the ideas for the marketing. But like shooting content is probably my least favorite thing in the planet to do. It's always like, oh God, we got it. But then once we start, it's fun. It's the getting pivoting to that side of your brain. And a lot of people, it drives me crazy when kids are going to school for marketing, wasting the money is what I basically call it, because it changes so fast. And then I swear, if you just watch 40 hours of Gary Vee videos, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I've done that a couple times. So I'm like, and he's the first one to say too, like, just, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
And then it's hard to quantify it because you don't know what's actually driving the sales. You don't know if this person's seen you on, Instagram or Facebook a million times and that you were top of mind then. You don't know that. It's hard unless they tell you. It's hard to quantify that. Is it working? Is it not working? And then everybody gets caught up in the views and the likes. It's all ego.
Yeah.
And especially for us competitive people, it's very ego driven. So, but sales cures everything in business, and sales comes from marketing. And when you hear the word sales, you think of the cheesy car salesman in the plaid coat.
Yeah.
Not the really cool realtor in a Hawaiian golf shirt. Like you think of that traveling salesman selling Kirby vacuums or something. And marketing is sales, and now what's great is social media. It's free. Obviously, you pay people to shoot the content, but you can do it with your phone, and posting it is free. And, getting that, the people recognizing you is free. Where, when I started in business 25 years ago, there were billboards. People paid for, what I mean? Like, and so now it's definitely come to a weird era of time.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Like, if you think about it, it's like, where is it going to be in another 10 years? I mean, every week it feels like, oh, there's a new thing that we have to take into account.
Absolutely.
Within marketing.
Oh, and right now it's AI.
Yep. Yeah.
And, which is funny because everything now looks perfect. And in my opinion, I think the authentic personalities are gonna win. Do you guys see that?
We were actually just talking about that. We were talking about the different ways to drive like SEO, so being able to be seen, improve your website and everything. We were talking about the AI content, like ChatGPT, everything, versus the your own written content. And the website or the Google bots know it.
They do.
And so I can't remember exactly what you were telling me, but it's so insane because she really focuses on the SEO side. And so it's been really cool to see how that's transitioned and changed within 3 months even.
Yeah. And really what we're finding is that like those keywords you want to rank for, the really hard ones, we want it to be human written. And so you can use AI, but you want to use it for the just being more consistent in the ones that don't matter as much.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people love it because they can be lazy.
Yeah.
And what's worked for me, just a tip, is we've uploaded all of our podcasts and everything into it. And so then it kind of gets your voice and your cadence. And I think that helps. So, and then now there's so many AI to use, like Perplexity and
the platforms.
There's so many platforms, the word I was looking for. It's so crazy to think just where we're going to be in 10 years. It's going to be, where our kids what will they be doing?
But it's so funny because we run between social, we do websites, all of the things. I can pinpoint anybody's social media. I can say, yep, chat wrote that.
Yep.
And people are starting to notice. It's like, it is a great tool to utilize. I mean, ChatGPT, I use it for all the bright, shiny ideas and to get things out. But you can't use it for your whole written because, I mean, from the way that it's actually, you look at it, you can tell it's AI. And so can your clients. The people are like, they didn't take the time to write this post.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't want to work with them.
Especially if a customer meets me and then goes and reads my blog, and they're like, this guy does not talk like that. And I've seen him spell. It's not great. So, has there been a moment when you were working, with corporations or when you were recruiting that made you want to go start your own business? What was that moment that made you be like, I want to do this myself?
No, I feel like I've had a lot, actually. So, like, what prompted the full move, I was doing this exact role, basically. And it's like, why don't I just do this for myself and do it with the business that I want to do it with? And then within, like, the corporate world, when I was in recruiting, it was just, I didn't like not being able to kind of call the shots on some things, or when I wanted to do an additional call because they needed more help. It was like, I wanted to be able to be more personal, be myself. And there's like these like blocks you can't do within corporation. But then like what actually prompted the business, I got laid off and I have a little kid and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to figure something out now. So we just decided to launch it, and I would do the exact same thing we were doing every day. So it was really easy to get into it, actually.
Yeah. And for me, it's similar. So 10 years ago, or almost 10 years ago, I wanted to be home with my son. And so that was kind of that shift to figure out how to make it work in that way. But I think with our business, what we've seen is a lot of small businesses can't afford like full-time marketing or a full-time like director of operations or whatever that is. And so kind of being able to go in and provide that fractional support so they still are seeing the growth, but
yeah, and also being able to customize it per the client. Like what you need might not be the same thing that another one of our client needs, and be like, nope, you have to fit into this box. Like this is what we have and there's nothing around it. Like I hate that because every business is so different. It's like what you need, I want to be able to customize it to make sure that you're successful. And that's when we were like, we need to do this ourselves. And also, I think the biggest one is when you're having to hire 5 people. And I stated this already. It's like you have to hire your social media girls. Then you have to hire your SEO support. Then you need to hire your web developer. Then somebody needs to write the content. And if you need admin support, you need to hire that. We're like, we're just going to put it all into one, and then you can just deal with one team.
That's fantastic, because and even building houses, everybody's got different wants and needs. Everything, certain things are important to one family where it's not important to another. So that's a great way to scale your business and customize it, because not everybody is doing the same. And like when I was starting out, I feel like I'm unemployable because of what you said. Like I want to do things my way.
Yeah.
I want to put in as many hours as I want or as little as I want. The wins are my wins, the losses are my losses, and I'll take it. But I'll tell you, like I took my kids to school every day. I coached every sport. I never missed a baseball game. And you know, we go back to that Instagram where everybody's saying, "Oh, we're grinding, we're working 15 hours a day." I don't think that has to be the case, and I think that scares a lot of people off from following their dreams.
I think it's also not knowing like what to expect and feeling like I don't like you and I have a lot of the same back like when we think about things, and it's like the discipline that goes into running a business and feeling like, okay, the only way I can do this is I have to do everything today. The business has to be perfect within 3 months. Like you're gonna make mistakes even at year 17. Like you're not gonna ever be perfect. And I think that we've had to teach ourselves that too because we're perfectionists.
Well, and the key is not making those mistakes multiple times.
Once and done.
Yeah, it's
Once and done.
Andy Frisella calls it the stove concept. Like, don't touch the hot stove again. You know,
Okay.
just don't do that. So, when you first started off, what was one thing that you guys felt like you did really, really well? What went right?
I think we kept it simple.
Yeah, true.
You know, just the very basics. Trying not to match another agency who maybe they're doing millions, right? That's not us. And so just keeping it basic.
Keeping it very simple, knowing exactly what we're doing, and not feeling like we had to be at a certain level immediately. Like we were like, we're going to grow slow. We're going to get our foundation. We're going to feel really good about what we're offering, get really great results for our clients. And then when they're successful and they're doing awesome, we're just going to naturally grow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people fall into that trap where they want to offer every service right away. And I think it's really important that if you do like the first thing really, really well, and then you can start adding this and that, not bite off more than you can chew. And it's that shiny object. We all want to do everything. But again, if the key is doing one thing really, really well.
Yeah.
And all right, so we know we did right. What was one thing that you did wrong right off the bat?
No. I don't, what do you think?
I mean, I think it probably goes back to us being perfectionist
And
not having that grace for ourselves and like figuring it out because there were mistakes.
Oh, I think that that actually brings up one for me is in sales and customer service, and she's had to rein me in a lot, is I'm like a producer, like I need them happy. I'm going to put in an extra 20 hours, make sure they're happy. And she's like, they're not paying for that. Like you can't keep running yourself to the ground in this customer service mentality. She's like, make sure that they just see the results and they're going to be happy with the results because we promised this and we're all the way up here. Like leave it at that. And it was really hard for me because of the customer service background.
Being a people pleaser.
Oh my gosh. And I'm a yes man. And so I always say yes. And it's gotten me in a lot of trouble.
And us as your client, a lot of us will take advantage of that.
Oh, we've had it. I think that's the biggest mistake is I've seen it happen. And I mean, I have, 2 kids at home with me, an older one that's basically self-sufficient. And so it's like, what am I taking away by saying yes to every single thing? Like I have to find this balance and, well, balance doesn't exist in it, but like the ability to be able to be present everywhere I'm at. And if I'm saying yes to everything, it's not.
Absolutely. And being present is the key word that you said, because if you're, on your phone, but you're with your kids, does it really count?
No.
No, it doesn't. What surprised you the most when you started your business? And I love businesses that just start. I'm always so jealous of people when they're just starting out. As you know, I started the coaching business for new construction builders, and the guys that are just starting out, I remember that feeling that there's that adrenaline rush, and it's me against the world. So what surprised you the most?
I think what surprised me the most was how easy it is to put so much time into the business that I was not willing to do for a 9 to 5. Like it's a no-brainer for me to sometimes work at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. and put in all of this time and it be like, I don't mind doing it, But also, like, I got in this business thinking, make all this time for my family. I'll get to do this. I'll get to make my own hours. And it's like something goes wrong and I'm like working the occasional 15-hour day. And it's like, oh, business ownership it's so much easier.
And it's so much more gratifying when it's your own.
It is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What surprised you the most?
I think how we work together. Like we balance each other out very well.
I agree, actually.
Like she's sales marketing, very front facing, and then I'm the back end. And I help her stay grounded. But like
she reins me in.
Yeah. I think it was a really good balance. There still is a good balance.
Yeah. And people don't realize how important the SEO is to your business.
Mm-hmm.
I was guilty because I had a website made 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and I'm one of the only builders in town with a website, so I think I'm winning.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Yeah. So you got to start somewhere.
Yes.
So let's get into systems and marketing a little bit. What do you think most businesses are missing when it comes to marketing right off the bat?
I think focusing on their client, and they'll get to a point where they have a full client load and they stop marketing. They don't stay consistent. They're not continually trying to bring those leads in. But I think they miss it where they're marketing. If leads are coming in, they're not tracking leads. They don't have a system in place to like
a CRM or something to keep track.
So they just
even
kind
an
of leave them
Excel
there.
sheet sometimes works if you're starting. You don't need the like HubSpot.
A yellow pad with notes is better than just I'm the worst. I bet you I've lost millions and millions of dollars of business by just people I didn't follow up with.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. So
takes 7 touches?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And to your point, the consistency is the hardest. And we joke every year. The first of the year, you can see the realtors and the builders that are okay. We're gonna market on social media, and they start strong, and then by week 2.
But you get so busy. Like you have your job to run, and that's why we like love what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Is because you're the specialist there, and we're the specialists here, and it's like this is what we enjoy to do. You clearly do not. We'll just take it over.
Absolutely. Well, what do you guys think is moving the needle right now for marketing more than anything else?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Google Business Profile is huge. Really making sure that's staying up to date, that you're treating it like social media. That's a big one.
Getting the reviews in on the Google Business Profile, following up on those reviews, whether they're good or bad.
Yep.
Just having a presence is right now. There's so many. I mean, if you look even in billings, like how many others are out there where you can really get lost. So what is setting you apart? Because social media, even right now, like everybody's got the social media, so they're like, okay, how are you going to stand out to that client? And they say, that's the one. That's who I want to go with.
Yep. I'm finding humor is the best. A lot of self-deprecating type of stuff.
Authentic.
And people think they know you. So my wife made me start running.
Yes.
And
what do you call it again?
Chubby Kid Run Club.
Yeah.
And I get more people stopping me in the streets and restaurants and stuff, just laughing at me and my Chubby Kid Run Club, because I'm built for tackle sports. I am not built for
rugby.
Yes. I'm a wrestler. So if somebody has no systems, nothing in place, where should they start? By calling Ember Bloom.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, definitely that. But what we'll make them do is, we were talking about this the other day, because as a startup too, we've been working on getting our SOPs out there and making sure that they can be easy repeatable. So as we scale and stuff, we have our foundation. And so we were like, okay, what are we going to do to make this work? And of course, Rae comes in and says, everything needs tracked every single day. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just write it down and then move on. Mm-hmm. And so biggest thing is, if you don't have any systems, is write down what you do in a day. And then those ones that can be repeatable, put those in an SOP.
They're so important. And my last podcast was a gentleman that is working with companies to exit when and he was saying, like, right when you start, you should start thinking about how you're going to exit. You might not plan on doing it for 30 years, but having those SOPs in place and having your strategies in place, so when you have the analytics to show when you're ready to go. Because now that I turn 50 next week, am I going to retire someday?
No,
is
never.
probably not. I don't have the the bandwidth for that. So, and what I really like about working with you guys is you're real straightforward with me, and you're like, okay, I'm a soldier. If you give me a list to do, I'll get it done eventually.
I'll just reach out to the assistant a couple times.
Let's be honest, Ashley will get it done. Let's be honest. How do you make it more predictable for business owners to do?
That one's so hard in marketing.
I mean, I think about tracking. Like if we're not tracking, we're not looking, like you mentioned the analytics, then we don't know how to predict it. I mean, it's never completely predictable.
No. I think though what the hard part within the marketing side of thing is business owners think they know what to actually watch for. And it's like they come in and they're like, oh, okay, we need to track this keyword. And it's like, okay, that's a great start, but that's not where you actually need to be. And so I think like giving them enough information so the business owner knows what we're actually doing and what they need to be successful, but understanding that they're not the expert too, and that sometimes it goes way over the head of what we're looking into. The predictability is letting them know too. I mean, SEO can take up to 6 months plus to even start seeing results. Like yours was unheard of. Like I told you that when we brought you on. Like this is not, the results you got were not normal.
That's what I expected though.
Yeah, I know.
And Kara, you're always very nice. You're like, don't expect this to keep happening. I'm like, oh, I do.
Like, great. So if we actually finally even out instead of just improving, what's he gonna say? No, I think that people understand it enough to know that marketing and sales, all of it's going to continually change, and I think that that's the predictability. It's ever evolving. Everything's
going to change, and what's also nice is when you talked about customizing it to your clients, like you know how to deal with, and I can only with my situation is like you deal with my ego great because you're like, hey, your blogs are great. But I think they'd be better if we included some of these keywords.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. That's, but if you would come out and be like, hey, you need to do this because this sucks. I mean, my feelers would get hurt.
Never. Just don't see what I'm emailing Ashley.
Pin that guy down. What separates most businesses? What separates businesses that want to scale and grow compared to the ones that want to, just kind of, or they want to, but they don't put in the work? Like, is it the consistency? Is it the analytics, or a little bit of both?
I think it's the client success for me. That's what I would say. Like the focus on whether it's their clients, their customers, like you really have to be intentional. And if that's not the focus of your business, what is your business doing?
That's a great point.
Yeah, I think that's why we love the clients that we work with. Like we've gotten very specific with the type of clients we work with. And yes, you are definitely our ideal client. Like we're never
ego.
we know that when we tell you something and we say this is what needs done, you're like, okay, you're the expert. Like we love working with the personalities that we're working with right now, and also as a smaller business too, and working, it's like I see your reviews come in and people are like, we love working with Cozy and Levi and they did this and we felt like a person, not a number. And that's what we love, is when the businesses we're working with are treating the clients this way, and then all of a sudden they start growing, because when your clients succeed, you succeed, and it's no different in any business.
The worst part is asking for the Google review.
I know. Ask for the review.
It is so hard. But when people ask me, I don't get offended.
No, you're like, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Brand versus reputation. Is there a difference? Is it all in people? And I've always been really good at this. Everything that I do is like, even the way I dress, everything is a brand. Yeah. And I realize how important that is. Everything is blue. Everything that we do all kind of ties together. Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think is important, or is there even a difference?
Big difference.
Yeah. And I also think it matters, like, what type of business do you run? Like around here, word of mouth reputation is huge.
Yep.
You can speak to the difference on the brand.
Yeah, so I'm a huge believer in the brand, and I think, is it Gary Vee that's also always talking about the brand?
Yeah.
Or is it, no, it's Dan Martell.
Oh, Dan Martell.
Yeah, that's also like brand. Like if you can do anything, create the brand. That's what's going to grow. Like all of these, you can have a shirt company, you can have this, but what separates a $50 shirt from a $500 one? Something like that. Brand is huge, and it comes down from the words that we use. It's like if I tried to speak like you and I wrote like that, like it wouldn't pertain to my audience at all. But it's like the person that you are, it's selling because people know what they're getting with you, and you're authentic and you're goofy. You're going to be on the golf course. Like they know who you are, and then they feel like they know you. And
I think people try to get, they go into a stereotype, you know, and I kind of fell into that in the beginning. I'm like, oh, I got to wear a suit. I've got to, you know, do this. And I just found that when I'm just really myself, I just connect with people, you know, everything goes great. I'm not going to be the builder that shows up in a flannel and
a hammer
because I don't even own one.
but people know, and they know that they're going to get honesty from you. And I think that's the biggest thing in today's world is how many other builders are there? How many other marketing agencies are there? Mm-hmm. So what separates you? And it does start with the brand, but also to her point is like in our neck of the woods, reputation is massive, where if you get a bad review or someone does say something poorly about you, it does kind of tend to, okay, I'm going to go look at a different person. So
especially like you said, like a small town, you know, we're a big town in Montana, but small town, you know.
Reputation is more important than the brand, but as you scale, I say brand is more important overall.
Yeah. Where do you see most businesses lose control of their systems and the marketing? While you're thinking about that, because that's kind of a tougher question, my opinion would be the consistency, because if you're not consistently writing the blogs, you know, shooting the content, talking on your stories.
Yeah.
Because when you start, it's all great, but then you can kind of see, you know, we even see builders like copying what we do, but they just don't do it.
They don't do it as well.
Or for as long.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything that you can add to that?
No, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. I think what we tend to see is, first off, it's like kind of pulling teeth to get everything that we need to be successful. So not from you.
Obviously.
Because we have Ashley. But there is those ones where it's like, if you're going to be successful, you have to shoot the social media. You've got to get the content. We need this. And a lot of times it's like, oh, it's not as important. It's like, it is as important. Like if you're not going to put this information out there, you're not going to see results within your social media. You're not going to see results within your SEO. But I think the other side of it is just the discipline or trying to scale too fast. I've seen both, where they start and they just want to be here day one and they go too fast for them to be successful, and it just crashes.
It's a tough balance because we all want more. Yeah. It's hard to put your foot on the brake a little bit.
And I mean, I've always heard speed is important, but it's also like if you're not building the foundation as you're speeding there, then it is going to crumble. I mean, speak on it on like the builder side of things.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not good.
Yeah, speed in taking care of your clients is important. You know, like we just had somebody, you know, call on a house and ask for numbers for extra things, and I got it back to him within an hour. Mm-hmm. And he's like, wow, that was fast. But speed in scaling your business, because the problem with business is it's when you own a business, it's so cash dependent. Mm-hmm. And when you grow too fast and then it sucks up all your cash, then you're scrambling. And this happens to me all the time, moving into different cities. Every time we move into a different city, it sucks more cash because we don't have a closing in that city for 6 to 8 months. And so you're constantly scrambling. And when you own a business, and you guys probably know, it's a cash flow monster. It's just there's always something.
Yeah.
You're not just rolling in Lambos all day long.
Soon.
Yes. One of my favorite topics, and Kara and I have touched on this a lot, mindset. Mm. What does daily discipline look like to you?
I think it's doing the things that don't feel urgent. Like before it becomes urgent, just making sure that you got to do it, even if you think you can wait. Just continue.
Staying ahead of it.
Yeah,
that's it's tough because, and I do it. You know, I try as best I can. You know, because I do a lot of traveling, so there's a lot of at night. You know, figuring out my schedule the next day, or I'm in here on the weekends. catching up so the week doesn't get away from me. And that's such a great point that people don't realize, because we think we're making our own schedule. We're especially you're at the what's the word I'm looking for? You're at the disposal of your client. If somebody calls right now and wants to go look at a house, I'm canceling my golf game. To go show a house, or I'm calling Cozy to go show a house.
Yeah, hey, Cozy, I can't finish. I think it's definite. Mine is doing the things I don't want to do. Like, there's always a piece of your business you don't like to do. There's always something you do not enjoy. And there's sometimes where I have to hype myself up and be like, do it. But it's like working out, where you look at it and you're like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then you're in the middle and you're like, I'm doing it. And then you finish and you're like, thank God I did that. Like, I feel like there's always those tasks within the business where you're like,
and it never takes as long as you think it's going to take.
It's 10 minutes. But it takes 5 hours because you're like,
And then the anxiety comes with not getting it done is worse than the actual work.
I should have just done it.
Yeah. I brought up Andy Frisella, and we talked Dan Martell.
Yeah.
What are some influencers that you guys are watching and enjoying?
Oh.
The one that you always send me the podcast on. What is his name? He's the sales guy. I can't think of his name.
Sales guy.
H starts with an H.
His
books
Oh, is
are.
it Alex Ramosi?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got there. We got there.
Yeah.
Andy Frisella, Dan Martell is huge for me. I think he's one that I watch the most, because within our business, we do have a lot of like the AI side of things to kind of help things move. And he's huge on how to actually utilize it. And of course, Andy Frisella. So those are my three that I listen to.
Yeah, I'd say Alex Hormozy. I think that's the main one right now for me. Yeah.
Sometimes I have to be in the mindset to listen to Alex Ramosi.
Yeah.
He's a little too smart for me sometimes. I've got to have my thinking
That's
cap
why I
on.
have her.
Yeah.
I had that one over.
He has
Yeah.
some long videos too.
But he's brilliant.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. I love Dan Martell as well, and Andy Frisella, obviously. My favorite part of that one day was I got to send you the pictures of me with him.
Yes. Gary Vee, that you brought him up. I like that because we just started a business. We're how old, and we're just now beginning, and it's nice to know that we are still young and we have so much time to figure it out. Whereas it always feels like you're behind.
Yes.
And it's like, by watching those, it's like, we're not behind. We're exactly where we need to be.
He was the first one that I kind of started watching his videos. I was listening to Andy Frisella's podcast first, but just seeing the day-to-day really helped me know that, okay, I'm not alone. Like, there's more people when I first started 20 years ago, there was nothing, you could read, a couple books, Tony Robbins books or something, but nobody talks about the grind of it. I hate that word because to me, it doesn't feel like a grind, but day in and day out, running a business is hard, and you're doing the things you don't want to do and that kind of stuff. And I think it's funny, all of these influencers, even Gary Vee didn't want to do it, but fitness is such a big part of their day-to-day lives. And for me, that it takes away a lot of the stress. So
I think it's the discipline behind it. That's one thing that Dan speaks on the most, is also when you show up into a room and you're fit, your physicality is what people first see. And it's, if you're disciplined enough to show up time and time again for your fitness, you're going to be able to do the hard things within your business. And I've actually noticed that, where if you go out and you do a chubby run, you're like, now I can do all the admin work. It's nothing compared to that run I just
It's not hard. It's to your point. I love that point. It kind of sucks that your appearance is your branding, but it is what it's just part of the game. And so if you're taking care of your fitness, your clients think you're going to take care of them.
Exactly.
Subconsciously, it's there. Where do you think people quit too early?
Oh, right before the level up.
Yeah.
Right before the level up.
That's fantastic, because it's same thing with running. I gotta quit, and then all of a sudden it feels better.
I wouldn't know. I don't run.
I hate it. I just want to lift heavy. That's all I want to do.
See, I'll do that. I'll do the fitness, the weight training, not running.
All right, so now let's get into motherhood and business. And I can empathize a little bit because I did have my kids, single dad style. And like I said, I didn't miss anything. I was there for everything. I coached wrestling, which is a huge time commitment. How do you manage business and all these kids?
I don't know if manage is the
Manage
right-
is strong.
That's a
Yeah.
strong word there. Honestly, where the way I parent is, it's basically like she's coming along for all of these things. Like her lessons is the cooking together and doing this. So she's getting to see me do this, which makes me feel like she's getting to see her mom be successful. Like I ask her all the time, like, well, what do you do? Like we play those games and she's like, I do business. And I'm like, it's cool to see, because she just turned 4. It's cool to see that, she's seen me as mom chase my dreams and go after the things that I want. The managing for me, I have an amazing husband who has whenever I'm needing to do a client meeting or I have something going on, like he's stepping in. I don't know if I would be where I am right now if I didn't have that support system to step in on the 2 kids when I can't. Like, I have an amazing support.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And from what you said about your daughter watching you, another one of my favorite influencers is Ed Milet, and he says it's not what's taught, it's what's caught.
Yep.
So your kids are watching you, and what's funny is because my youngest son was a complete asshole in junior high.
Wait, when were you then?
Oh my God, you have no idea. And I was in the principal's office like once a week in junior high. And I finally told him, you know what, you little butthole, you ruined my entire school year for having to go to the principal's office. You don't get a summer. So that summer from 8th grade to freshman year, he had to go to work with me every day. He went to my client meetings. He sat in the office. He heard me on the phone. But now he's 18. He's a senior in high school. He's going to be a fantastic salesman because the way he talks to people, he'll come in and be like, Kara, how was your day? Every night he comes home and asks my wife, how was your day? Like he speaks really well. And where my older son will grunt at you.
What's up?
Actually knows them both. And,
She can speak on this.
oh yeah. And I think like that's a huge point that you made. That's probably the most powerful thing that's been said on this podcast because it's such a big deal. What about you, Rae? How do you manage?
I think, and this is something we work on together, is not getting too sucked into like the idea of the hustle. Like you mentioned hustle earlier, and there was that for many years, everyone was hustling. But making sure that family comes first, and we want to hustle, but we also need sleep, and we also need to be able to like move and just making sure we're not scaling so fast and taking on so many new clients that all of a sudden we are hustling. We're putting the kids in front of the TV for 5 hours. That's not our goal.
I think when you stated that, we actually talked about this when we first started. And it was like, we don't want a client that's like, no, I'm more important than those kids. Right. Like I remember we had your strategy call. Yeah. If you remember, right before I was about to have my second. And my husband got caught up at work and I was like, I have to bring the kids. She's like, bring them. Yeah. Like, let them come on in. And she just sat and she did great. But it was like, they do come first. And there's like this huge movement of like the boss babe mentality, especially with women where it's like, you own your empire. And it's like, I want to own folks. Like my
empire's at home first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, that's the next generation. And also like, there's nothing in my business that I do that is more important than showing up for my baby. And I wouldn't change it. Like the clients that we have the same mentality, and
I think most business owners are pretty aware because they have it too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I still have doctor's appointments for kids and that kind of stuff, and we understand. And like if you got to reschedule, it's not the end of the world. And to your hustle point, there's always times for things. And I think we get caught up in that. And then if you time audit, and my wife is doing this right now, she started the business a couple of years ago. Her coach is making her do a time audit every 15 minutes.
Mine too.
You don't realize how much time you wasted a day.
Yeah.
And it's okay to get up a little early and get a workout in. Like you don't need to sleep till 7, unless you were up till midnight. Yeah, I understand that. But you can do that. Like I have to get up every morning and work out. Otherwise I won't get it done. And so I love the fact that you guys are raising your families and running your business. To me, that's a powerful, and your daughter needs to see that. She absolutely does. All right, let's talk about the not fun stuff, the failures and pressures. What's been the biggest failure so far?
Oh. What do we think? Biggest failure.
I would say, oh, that one's hard.
That is hard.
Because we're still so new, so I feel like
Yeah.
there's failures
Yeah.
still that are like a brewing. I don't know.
Oh, there are.
Really, I just had one last week.
Always.
I guess kind of going off of what we were just talking about though is there has been times where I've had to rethink about like what the priorities are, and sometimes I have definitely messed up my priorities. And I feel like at least it's been early enough on where I can kind of reset. But there's been times where I'm like, I mean, Nate's called out of work because I'm like, this is super important. I need to do this. And it looks back and it's like, no, it wasn't as important as I thought it was.
Yeah.
Realizing that, and maybe, I mean, we're starting to grow a team. I think that's going to be the hardest thing that we do.
It's the worst.
Minus Ashley.
You need Ashley. She's fantastic. Scaling with employees is the hardest thing.
I think that's going to be the hardest thing. We have an amazing team right now. We've got 2 gals that we work with that are just incredible. But as we've been trying to find more as we're growing, it's really hard. It's hard to find somebody that fits into our role and that we trust and that has the same maybe like values as us even, because I feel like that plays a part. And I could totally be wrong, like as we're scaling.
You're not wrong. Andy Priscilla talks about the core values. You hire on your core values.
Okay.
So we're very lucky because Tyler and Ashley are related to us. So that worked out really good.
I actually didn't know that.
Oh, yes. So Tyler's our nephew, and then Ashley's married to our other nephew.
Oh.
So, and so we've been looking for a way to get Tyler into our business, and we finally found the perfect role for him. And then about maybe 60 days into it, he's like, we need to bring Ashley over. And so we poached them both. And it's worked out fantastic. So how do you handle the pressures? What are things that you do to handle the pressures?
Workout.
Yeah.
Workout, fitness. Huge.
Yeah.
Fitness.
Walks.
I've seen a huge shift because I just had a baby like 4.5 months ago, so like I wasn't very active, and now that I'm starting to get back in and be able to like put the time in and move my body, like I have more energy, my mental clarity is better. I feel like I can do more things, I can do harder things because I'm doing the fitness side. Like it's so funny how much that ties into it.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing is harder than the Chubby Kid Run Club. So then like the rest of your day is easy. And I wish I had learned that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I handled my pressures by binge drinking because I'm a great time.
I'm a great time.
I'm the fun time guy that everybody wants to drink with. And so have you, so how long is it now since you guys started this business?
Oh,
About a year.
Okay.
yeah, that's right.
Any thoughts of quitting? Any, like, never had those, oh shit.
We've had thoughts of, we get this shiny object
We get the
syndrome,
Oh.
but not quitting.
And we reel it back in. But I think we know how amazing this business can be. So
And every time it gets really hard where you would go, I should just quit, we each look at each other and we're like, we about to level up.
Right.
Like we know that this means that it's about to get good.
Absolutely.
we've hit those a couple times already where it's like, oh, we just did a level up. We just did a level up. But it's we rate, funny enough, we rein each other in a lot.
We do, yeah. There's always one of us on board.
Yeah, one
So-
It's important to have, and I feel bad for business owners that don't have that counterpart. Like I have that with my sister Cozy, that, and obviously she's my sister and we're related, we can go tell each other to F off, and then 10 minutes later it's like, hey, where are we having lunch? And
Love you.
and so it is great to have the yin and the yang.
Yes.
Because when Kara's like, hey, shiny object, Ray's like, hey, let's get,
We'll
let's
put it on the list over here.
let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Yes.
So, and it's nice to have people to bounce ideas off of.
And
you know.
also suffer through, because business is very, very difficult. Business ownership is the hardest thing I've ever done next to parenthood. But like, the business would not be where it is if it weren't for her. Like, there is no way Ember Bloom would be here today if she wasn't a part of it. Like, it's so true being able to have that connection and like, oh, today was a bad day. Like, it was hard,
Yeah.
and having that person that's right there with you, like, yeah, today was hard. Tomorrow's gonna be great.
It can't be any worse than today. And it's nice to just, I love the way you said suffer together, because even working out is better with people. Like suffering together is just way better. You know, when I'm running and I see my wife way ahead of me, I know that she's feeling just as bad as I am.
She just needs to be running uphill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's a freak. All right, we'll finish up with some rapid fire questions here, just top of mind. What's the best way to get leads right now?
Word of mouth marketing.
Yeah. Or testimonials, like your Google business profile.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, love that. Website or social first?
Depends on your industry.
Okay.
Yeah, where your client is. So if your client's, they're scrolling social, then social's important. But if your client is just going to Google it, they're going to click on your website, then website. So it really depends on who.
It kind of feels like people will see you first on social and then Google you. And then if you don't have a website, you look kind of cheesy.
Yeah. We were just talking about that with making sure like simple things like your contact information is correct, like your phone number. It seems simple, but so many people, like, it's not there.
Yeah, it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
The highest ROI move right now for marketing?
I would SEO. Like, if you're gonna put in the time, like, you're going to get a return on investing in your SEO. Like, making sure that you are popping up when people are searching your industry. Like, how you've moved up within builders. That's what it's sometimes can be expensive, but it is always worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What should people stop doing?
Overthinking.
Trying to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like you say, to be authentic to you, because that's what people are buying.
Yeah. People, they're so focused on that perfection that they won't film the reel or post the picture, whatever it is. And just, if you're you, I'm going to connect with you more than if you try to be so-and-so.
My favorite are the blooper reels.
Yeah.
They're so
oh my
good.
gosh, the one with Cozy on the house address. That was my favorite. Where she was like, oh, I know where it is. I know where it is. And I died. I watched it like 7 times.
Our best content is me talking shit to her. And that's our daily life. Is me just trash talking.
Should you guys just put like cameras in here and be like?
Someone should be following us all day, because I just trash talk her all day long. And I'm tripping her like Big Brother stuff. To your point about, because like I did one the other day and I messed up a word, not awful, and they're like, oh, do you want to redo that? I'm like, no, it's authentic. It's
me.
I don't talk great. I have a freshman high school education, so. In closing, best advice that you've ever gotten?
Best advice. Just start. Like, just like, not to quote, but just do it. Like, just show up and do it. Like, record the reel, post it. Even if you're like, I don't want to do it. This looks ridiculous. Like, just do it. Like, eventually things are going to move forward. But like, if you are too scared to take that first step, like, you are never going to get anywhere.
It's crazy how many people worry about what people think about it.
Oh, it's, I mean, I ebb and flow where there's days where I'm like, it doesn't matter. And then there's other days where I'm like, oh my gosh, what is someone going to think about this? And I think the only way you can truly be successful is if, like, it doesn't matter.
Well, once you understand that nobody really cares about you.
It's true.
Like, nobody, like, I'm not thinking about Kara on a day-to-day basis. Love you to death, but you know what I mean? Like, if I screw up on a reel, no one's ever going to think about it again.
No.
What about you, Ray? Best advice?
I think just like, there's that saying about like the 5 people around you that have like the biggest influence, but you don't want to be the smartest person at that table,
which is not a problem for me.
But so I think just making sure you're intentional with who is allowed to have like a voice into your life, and having that mentorship or friendship or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's a good one. Mentorship, and making sure that you're sitting at a table where you're not the smartest, but there's enough to also like elevate you through.
Yeah, absolutely. And people from a distance can't tell the difference. If you're hanging out with a bunch of shitbags, they don't know they don't know the difference. Yeah, I think, and I want to give one more, because my husband's reading The Slightest Edge right now. Love that. And he keeps reading, certain things to me, and it's like, if you don't do the one thing today, like, it's not going to matter.
if you do the one thing today, it won't matter. But 3 months down the road, whether you do or you don't do it, like your life is going to look tremendously different.
Oh, 100%. That one workout.
That one workout.
300 calories, and this is big for me because I'm getting my pilot's license.
Yes.
And so when I take off, and like tomorrow I'm flying to Cody, and if I take off and I'm 1 degree or 2 degrees off, it's not going to be a big deal in the beginning, but when I was supposed to hit Cody, I'm not going to see it. Like that's going to be a problem. Well, I really appreciate you guys being here. I got one more question, but at first, where can everybody find you? Socials, websites, all that fun stuff.
So we have our website, which is emberbloommedia.com, and within that we have all of our social media listed too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is my favorite question, and we have a running tally, and I'll tell you the what's the word I'm looking for, like categories of the tallies. So, do you hate to lose more, or do you love to win more?
That one is so hard. Okay, so I'd say I'm an athlete. I'm competitive as hell. I do hate losing. Like when I win, it's like, well, great, whatever. Like move on to the next task. But when I lose, man, I think about it all the time. I'm like, I just lost. And I mean, I probably need to be a little less like that, but I hate to lose. Hate it.
I think I'm gonna go. So funny story. So I agree with her on that. One of the first times we interacted in person was a Christmas party, and
we were teamed up.
And it was like this reindeer hat, and we
were so competitive.
Everyone else is just like jumping around, like having fun, and we were like the most focused.
We were locked in.
Yeah, it was intense.
And we were like,
we won.
We won by a landslide.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, but we're very competitive. Is the point?
Very competitive.
Yeah.
So yours is hate to lose.
Yes.
And I hate to lose as well, and I think that comes from being an athlete.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that, because you've put in those 5 o'clock workouts, you've done the reps, so winning is an expectation.
Oh, that's so true.
And for me, I will bleed out of my ears not to lose. This morning at the workout we did, my wife bet me something. I was dying. My shins were hurting. I wanted to quit so bad. I just won't lose. I'll bleed out of my ears because that winning is the expectation. So, and for me, the losses are important as well to take what you did wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, what do I need to work on? Okay, I need to run more. Yep. So, and what's funny is that you guys are going against the norms of our tally, because normally the men hate to lose and the women love to win more.
Wow,
that tracks.
That tracks with like our personality.
Yeah, it definitely tracks with someone that played college sports. So that I understand. So, well, I thank you guys so much for being here, and this was a great time. We'll do it again in a couple of years when you're scaling too fast and you're growing pains.
Deal. Thank you for having us.
Yes,
thanks
again. Bye, guys. That was fantastic.